Hey guys, this is Colby. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Jedi character inside Blender with a couple simple steps. So let's get started. So today we're going to start with the robes. That's pretty much the hardest part of making this character, is just the robes. It's actually not that hard at all. If you haven't already watched my video on how to rig a base mesh, you should go watch it because it shows how to make this armature that I made. Right, so before we get started, I recommend downloading some image references that show like Jedi robes from Star Wars. So I have like two that I have online downloaded. So once you have your image references downloaded, press Shift A, image, and then reference, and select wherever you downloaded it, and import it into the scene. Here's one. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And here's another one. Jedi with the lightsaber. It's just a costume, I think, but still helps. Can move these up a bit. And if your image reference is like kind of rotated or off to an angle like this, press Alt R to reset its rotation, and then manually reset back. So R and then X 90. That'll rotate it back straight. Right, so now you want to make sure that your cursor is basically at the center of the entire world, wherever you want it. I might actually set it the center of this character. Shift 8, let's create a mesh, plane, move it up, and scale it down. Basically just trying to get it to right about the front of the chest. So rotate it about 45 degrees right here. Could also do it like right here once. Just try to make it in the center. Go into edit mode on the plane and press Control R down the middle, add an edge loop, delete one face on one side, go back into object mode, and let's add a mirror modifier. And for now, I'm gonna leave clipping off because I want there to be like this gap. Since on the reference, there's like a little gap between the robes. So go ahead and go back into object mode again. Let's add another modifier, subdivision. I'm gonna turn it up to 2. And what we're gonna be doing is just kind of extruding around this torso section. And then we can extrude some arm sleeves and also a hood as well. We'll also move down the legs. Grab this, and you can turn off subdivisions for the second just to make it easier to see. Just grab this edge, extrude, press E to extrude, move it around the sides of the shoulders, kind of split down the middle here, extrude all the way around the back. And for this, I'd recommend turning on clipping so that way you can merge these two faces. So press E to extrude down the middle, and let's continue extruding around the back. Just like, kind of like right here, one for the back little bits. Keep extruding downward. And let's go ahead and move these to the sides bits. This should cover a wider area on the shoulders, right over here. Let's go ahead and merge these two faces. So grab this edge, hold down Shift, select this edge in edge mode, press F to fill. Do the same for here. Let's add an edge loop right here and move it to the side to make it a little bit more round. Let's maybe move this back a tad bit. So if you turn back on subdivision, kind of see what it looks like. So you kind of edit the shape a bit, make it a bit more round and more realistic, like a robe. Try to make it more smooth and cloth-like. Now, just basically extrude from the arms. So hold down Shift Alt and select this set of edges here. Press E to extrude and just move it to the side, to the end of the arm right here, or the wrist. Let's add an edge loop right down the middle here for the elbows. Scale down a tad bit, so that way it has a bit more of a, kind of like an inward curve, I guess. Smooth these sleeves down, smooth them out. kind of make them hang down the wrist a little bit. Turn on the smooth tool to kind of help smooth that out, some of the topology here. Do the same here, make it more circular. So for the legs, pretty easy. Just grab this set of edges here, Shift Alt, select all these edges, and just extrude down the leg. Around the side, make it a little bit wider than the ankles. You can make it a little bit longer on the y-axis. You can grab these edges and kind of move them around, make it a bit smoother. So GG. Press G twice to edge slide some of these edges around, kind of smoothing out these edges a bit. Add an edge loop down the middle again, kind of like this. Might have to make the whole thing a little bit bigger in order to cover the legs. So now let's start working on the hood. So for the hood, just grab this edge, this one, and this one. Press E to extrude. Let's move it up on the Z-axis. Scale it out. So left click and then scale. So press S to scale it. Make it wider on the X-axis, but also on the Y-axis. Move it back. Kind of want it to like overhang a little bit, but also like sag on the shoulders a little bit. So from this point, just make sure this part is a little bit more circular and more rounded. So grab these corners here to kind of move them inward a tad bit. Looks good. So go ahead and select the set of edges on the outside. Press E to extrude and move it basically to the top of the head. But don't move them too close inward because then this will happen. Basically all of them will merge, which we don't want just yet. Just move to the top of the head. Make this part a bit more round around the back. And let's go ahead and merge these top faces. So grab this edge, press E to extrude towards the middle. And let's merge these two. So grab this edge and this one, and press F to fill. Basically what you want is to have just quads. You don't want any triangles, because that'll make the topology a bit more messed up. So you can already start seeing the hood shape. So now it just comes down to editing the shape as to work whatever you like. So add an edge maybe down the middle here. And I'd like to cover the whole face a bit better. You can add additional edge loops if you want, but I'd recommend just kind of not adding too many, so add a little bit too much detail. Basically want to keep everything pretty simple. So now I'm going to add a texture to the robe. It's going to be just a color. It's pretty simple. So go to your texture panel here, press new. I'm going to name this robe, robes. I spelled that wrong. Robes. I already have a texture for that, so that's why there's a 001. You can set it to a dark brown. If you want to make like a Sith, kind of like Emperor Palpatine, you could set it to black. That's basically what Sith are versus Jedi. But for the Jedi, it's just like a dark brown color, like this. Turn the roughness all the way up because it's cloth. Shouldn't really be shiny at all. That's pretty much it. Just try to match the color of your reference. So there we go. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer them. And if you could please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It'd really help out a bunch. But next time we'll be making the boots and the belts pretty easily. It'll be just pretty much simple models. And after that, we'll do the texture for the body. And that'll pretty much be it for most of the character. But anyways, I hope y'all guys found this video useful. So I'll see you guys next time.